the Riftbound TCG release is just around the corner, and here we're going to be going over every single deck profile for all of the legends, starting with Teemo here. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Mobby here, and today I'm going to be giving you my personal deck profile for this Teemo Swift Scout Blue and Purple Legend. Alright, so the game plan for this legend is to conquer a battlefield as soon as possible, build it up with a lot of hidden defenses, then you can slowly creep your way to the other battlefield and hopefully get a win that way. Now remember, this is going to be my own personal deck profile. It's okay if you disagree, just let me know what you would add or what you would remove so we can make a good deck together. If you guys just want the deck profile, I recommend pausing the video, heading on over to my website mobbytcg.com. There I upload all these duels and deck profiles in image and text form. Alright, so we're going to be talking about every single card, showing you how it works in the deck and how you should be applying it. The first card we're going to be talking about is the legend itself. So Teemo Swift Scout, here's the ability. You may pay 1 rune to hide a card with hidden instead of recycling one. This is a super powerful ability that allows you to not keep ramping down and instead be able to just keep on the aggression. So the second ability is you can also pay a rune and you can tap this specific card. Then you can grab a Teemo unit that you own you can grab it into your hand that's from your champion zone that you start with, or that's already on the board that you maybe want to just grab and replace it somewhere else, or maybe you can grab it and put it again on hidden. Alright, so the first thing we're going to be talking about is, well, first of all, if you enjoy it, please like and sub. I upload daily duels and deck profiles for Riftbound. Hope to see you guys here for all of the other champions. Let's talk about all of the different sorts of starting stages or battlefields that this leader should start with. So the first one here is Star-Tipped Peak. When you hold here, you may channel 1 rune Exhausted. Once again, the goal of this leader is to hold and slowly creep your way to other ones. So if you're able to grab one, you're going to be able to ramp up even more, play more cards, play more late game cards. The next one is going to be Grove of the God Willow. When you hold heal, draw 1 card. Same thing as this, you want to hold to get advantages, hold to get advantages. Drawing cards is super important in Riftbound, and this one allows you to do that. And finally, probably the best, most important battlefield for this Teemo leader is the Bandle Tree. You may hide an additional card here. Usually you can only hold 1 at a time, but now you can hide 2, making it so you get double benefits, even more stuff that your opponent has to worry about. So those are the battlefields. Now time for the runes. Now we are running 12 total, of course. We are running 8 blue runes and 4 of these purple runes. The total amount of recycling in the deck is going to be 17 blue. So along beside these ones here, we're going to be running 2 of these gears, which is the Seal of Insight. So you can tap this as a reaction to add a recycle. So you can go ahead and use that instead of ramping down your blues. So these 2. All right, let's start with the units. So lowest to highest. This is the first one here, Teemo Strategist. Let me fix up the thingy here. Okay, so Teemo Strategist. So I would recommend you start with this one as your champion. There's 2 Teemos in this deck, but this one should be your champion starting. So this is 2 cost, 2 power, and 1 recycle. Teemo Strategist. So this card is a hidden card, meaning you can go ahead and usually you can recycle 1, but with your leader ability, you can now tap a rune to go ahead and hide it, or you can play it straight out. Remember, you can only hide on battlefield that you particularly own already. That means you can't hide during a conquer or anything like that. You have to hold it, and then you can do it. So this ability is when I defend or when I am played from hidden, meaning it's okay to play it straight out, especially if it's already there, because this will activate. You can reveal the top cards of your deck, deal 1 damage to a unit here for each card with hidden that you reveal, then you recycle them by putting them to the bottom of the deck. So there's around 19 cards with hidden here that you can find, and basically you're going to be doing, like, you know, most likely 4 to 3 damage for the most part, destroying something and then playing this at the same time. So if you play this from hidden, you're going to go up 2 might, and you can also take out an enemy. Even if you aren't able to take out out a specific enemy and you lose that fight, that extra damage that you put on, you hopefully will be able to take them out regardless. So it's a great one to play because, once again, play it from hidden or activate from when you defend. 3 of these. The next one is going to be 3 of these other Teemos. This is another one that you can start with as well. This one costs 2, 1 might, 0 recycle, so you can put it out pretty early without ramping down if you choose. Teemo Scout, so you can play this from hidden as well. And when you play me, it's +3 this turn. So if you play it normally, it's going to be, you know, just +4. However, you kind of want this to be played from hidden because it's a +4 that your opponent will be like, oh god, it's another body I have to deal with. It's also, if you win that specific conquer when you defend, you can keep this on the field, but it will be a 1 afterwards. But thanks to your leader ability, you know, once you defend, this guy doesn't really do much else on the board. You can bring it back to your hand thanks to this, play it as hidden, or, you know, do something crazy with that. You can bring this one back as well. It's pretty good on the board already because it'll be 2 and use your ability. But it's really up to you. So I'm running 3 of these. Okay, next one is going to be the first of our regular units. This is Blast Cone Fae, 2/2, 1 recycle. This, you can play this one for hidden as well. When you play me as in regular or from hidden, give a unit -2 to a minimum of 1. So the, you know, the minimum you should be doing is giving a 3 might unit -2. If you give a 2 might unit -2, it'll just go down to 1. Anyway, it's a pretty straightforward and really good card, really good hidden to play early. Remember, you want to conquer as soon as possible, because if you're not able to get a conquer off, then it's going to be a really hard time for you to start getting your game plan, which is hidden, defend, hidden, defend. All right, next one is Tide Turner. This is one of the best cards of the deck. Now, this is how this works. You can play it for 2 and 2 might, no recycle. So you can, it's also a hidden card. So when you play me, this card, you may choose a friendly unit, move me, which is this card, to its location, and it to my original location. So basically, no matter where you play this, you can swap it to another unit on the battlefield. So at the moment, there are Battlefield 1, Battlefield 2, and base. The best case scenario for playing this is going to be swapping it with a very high cost unit, or retreating one of your units out. So basically, you would hide this, and then hopefully you can put a big strong unit at your base, you know, as a little threat, like, oh, where am I going to putting this? Battlefield 1 or Battlefield 2? Your opponent attacks the weak base with hidden, then boom, Tide Turner, you swap this 2 might out with like a 6 or a 7 cost, and then it'll do a lot of stuff that way. So that's how this card particularly works. Really strong. Okay, the next card is going to be your signature card, Guerrilla Warfare. This one costs 2 runes and 1 recycle, blue or purple. So this is a spell. You can return 2 cards with hidden from your trash to your hand. Then during this turn, you can hide, ignoring cost. Now, the hiding cost this turn for this leader is going to be the, you know, tapping a rune here, regardless. So yeah, grab anything. You can grab spells, or you can grab your unit. So this is a super, really great, powerful card. Very cheap to use, gives you cards back in your hand. The next card that we're going to be using is called Fight or Flight. This one costs 2. It's also a hidden, but you can also play it as an action. This is not a reaction card. While it's hidden, it is a reaction card. But basically, move a unit from a battlefield to its base. A lot of ways to use this here. It doesn't necessarily have to be your battlefield that you're at. So you can go ahead and start setting up the other battlefield if you choose to mess with it. But I guess the most likely when your opponent attacks, if this is from hidden, maybe they attack with 1 or 2 units, you know, bounce back the bigger one to the base, etc. So those are really strong. We're running 2 of these. Now, time for one of your very good key pieces that helps you sustain during the game. This is Mushroom Pouch. This is a gear that costs 2 runes. So at the start of your beginning phase, pretty much your opponent ends their turn, and then this will activate. If you control a face down card at a battlefield, which is going to be hidden in this case, you get to draw 1 card. This is super powerful. Once again, conquer, hold, conquer, hold. We're running 2 of these in here. If you have 2, both will go off and you get to draw. There's no hand size from what I know in this game, so you can keep on drawing and just making sure you have more options to deal with your opponent. And because this deck runs relatively low cards, the more runes you have, the more tempo you can start playing. Okay, start to move over to some more mid to high cost. So this is a champion that we're running. This is Ari Inquisitive, 3 cost, 3 might, 1 blue recycle. When I attack or defend, give an enemy unit here -2 might, also to a minimum of 1 really powerful card to add to the deck. In most blue decks, this is a really great card to add, I would assume. So we're running only 3 champion cards in this deck, which is the 2 Teemos that we talked about, and then this Ari that we're running in a 3. So this is just a really solid card to use in attacking and defending situations, where mostly, once again, defending, conquering, you want to play with hidden cards. The next card we're going to be showing here is called Sprite Call. This is a spell for 3 costs. You can play it as hidden or as an action, not a reaction. But when you do activate this, you get to play a ready 3 might sprite token that you can just, represent with anything with temporary. Now, temporary means you would kill it at the start of its controlling your controller's beginning phase before scoring. So if this is somehow still like the last unit that you have, you end your turn, then your opponent can leave it there, but then it will get destroyed before scoring. So basically you want to play to have +3 and an extra body, and maybe you can hold it on the board. So this is what Sprite Call is used for, running 2 of these. Time for this Ember Monk. This one costs 4, it has a might 4. This one has a really nice ability, very good, specific for this leader. When you play a card from hidden, give me +2 this turn. So if you are able to, so this basically can mean anything, meaning it can activate from anywhere. If it's from base, BF1, BF2, it can activate when you play a card from hidden, it's +2 for the whole turn. However, once again, most likely you're going to be defending with this, a 4. Then your opponent knows, well, this is just going to be a 6 regardless, and then they have to deal what the hidden card is. So it's a really strong defending card, +3 in the deck. Next off, we have Consult of the Past. This is another hidden card that costs 4. This is also a reaction, which is great, meaning if you don't have the answer to an opponent during a conquer, you might be able to just play this for a reaction from your hand for 4, draw 2 cards, and hopefully play some more action cards. Because if you grab that and then you get a really amazing, a really good tide changing card like the Fight or Flight, which absolutely removes a card from the fight, it's really good. So as I mentioned, draw is super important in this deck. You have a lot of ways to do that. You have these Consult the Past, which if you are able to just hide with these, if you don't think that your your thing is your battlefield is any sort of if it's not in danger, you can hide this instead of putting a defensive card, and then you can play it for free later on and then draw 2. All right, next card, we're going towards the late game. This is Ava Achiever, Overachiever. So this would cost 5 with 4 might, no recycle. Really strong stats here. When I attack, when this card goes for a conquer, you may recycle 1 blue to play a card from hidden from your hand here, ignoring its cost. Super crazy strong. This allows you to do a lot of stuff. Any card with hidden, you can play this one, for example, instead of paying for, 4 tapping and being able to hide it there, you can just go ahead and recycle it. So Ava Achiever, really strong, good for the deck. It's perfect, made for Teemo decks. Okay, now we have a really basic unit. This is Mega Mech. We're running 2 of these in here. Now you might be thinking, why do you have this in here? Well, first of all, you do need some top deck, some super late game later on. You can simply defend with your stuff, but if your opponent starts to get their high costs on the field, if you defend and conquer, you can go ahead and at least throw this on the field. Also, this is one of your really amazing cards to combo with this Tide Turner, right? So if this one is just sitting at your base, this one plays from hidden, swap this 2 with that 8, and then boom, you have a +6 swing on the board, and then your opponent will have to deal with it. We're running 2 in here. The final card of the deck, guys, that we're running here is going to be the Thousand-Tailed Watcher. This is the highest card, and once again, you do need a little top end, which is why we're running this in here. 7 costs 7 might, 1 blue recycle. That's all of the recycles. Okay, so Thousand-Tailed Watcher. You can accelerate this. Now, having blue with accelerate, it's pretty rare. Usually it's meant for the red decks. So basically, when you play this, it usually comes in tapped. But if you have 8 energy at that time, you can pay 1 more energy, then recycle 1 as well. They enter this ready, then you can start attacking right away. When you play me, give enemy units -3 this turn to a minimum of 1. So you can see we have a lot of things that attack enemies, we have a lot of things that mess with them, and these ones could put it back. So this is really good because even if you don't recycle it, when you play me, give all enemy units -3, meaning you're going to put a -3 token on every single one. And I'm pretty sure it only applies to the ones that were played for this particular turn. So maybe if your opponent plays a card from hidden, a new unit, it won't be affected by this. I'm pretty sure that's how this works. But yeah, you can accelerate this and really go for some really quick, surprise attacks. Because your opponent's going to be like, oh, he's only going to be hiding stuff he doesn't know. But then we have stuff like that. So that is the Teemo Swift Scout Legend. And this is the deck that I'm currently running. A lot of draw, a lot of cards that work from hidden, and a lot of hidden in themselves. Because this leader allows you to, oh man, you play them for pretty much, I technically free, but instead of recycling. So yeah, this is a really fun leader, super annoying. The game plan is pretty nice and simple, and I hope you guys enjoy. We are going to be covering every single Legends in the Origins and the starter decks coming up. Bandle Tree. If you get Bandle Tree, oh god, it's almost impossible to lose with Teemo. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and sub, and the website will have every single deck profile. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.